Well, good morning. How is there? I don't understand how there could even be somebody here right now. What are you doing? What are you do? Like, I know what I'm doing, but what are you doing? Who is he? Who is here right now? Where? I mean, okay, so Pacific time, it could be 12:49, but still, like, who are you and why are you here? Good morning, I guess, or extremely, very unlikely that you've slept yet. Oh, see, I'm always forgetting about my London people. See, I don't have a global mindset yet. It's still really hard for me to even understand that people across the world could be watching me. So there's that. I forgot about England and maybe even Australia. So forgive me. But I do have a really good topic this morning. Sorry, I lost one of you. I'm sorry. Do have a good topic on my way to work way too early. Way too early. Offensively early. So, unbelievable. I have a plan. Now, it's been done before. I haven't started digging yet. I might find an incredible resource that pretty much answers all the questions. But I want to do it together, like one of those studies where we do it together. And the study is, why is Christianity intolerable? No, I'm not intolerable. Incompatible with all other religions. I want to break it down in as many categorical ways as possible, because I have a friend at work who thinks that religion is like a roulette table, and that those that adhere to one religion is like picking one number on the table, and he considers them pretty much equal. So I appreciated his metaphor. I hate this, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop and fill up because my tank is super low. So I'm going to go ahead and fill up. Looks like the popos are having a conversation with some disorderly. They've got that situation handled. He's got no sleeves, so I'm not really nervous about the situation. But there's a bicycle that looks like it wrecked into the vehicle. Not the vehicle. There's a bicycle on its side, blinking. So it's interesting. I'm going to leave this is still going to be running. So go ahead and chat and ask me some questions if you like that topic of doing a comparison, but specifically the goal is to demonstrate the incompatibility of Christianity with all the other religions. And I'll do it in a spreadsheet like chart. It's going to be really fun. And if you have any questions about that, go ahead and ask. I'm going to go ahead and fill up my car now. But I'm not stopping. So beep, 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 beep. Turn that off so you don't have to hear the beeping. All right. Well, I'm back, and you're apparently still here, so that's special. Notice that takes about 3 minutes. That's interesting, too. So for the record, let's see if I can show you that. There you go. Yeah, 49.60. It showed my entire card number to the whole world. 49.60. That's how much it was this time. It's pretty much around $50 every time. All right, y'all want to see it? I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to turn you around, then I'll turn you back. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Motorcycle just on its side. And that's sometimes just how the cookie crumbles at 240 or 250 or 230. It's just how it is. It is what it is. It's all good. I'm going. Getting out of here. I'm gonna go this way. Don't we? We'll just creep on by. Oh yeah. Driving by the popo with the headlights off. That'll get me real popular points with the popo. Why do you keep saying that, police? Whatever, you know. I got my nicknames. You got nicknames. Come on, no thumbs up, no chat. You guys, maybe it's not you. Maybe this is what happens in the middle of the night. Maybe there are special YouTube ghosts that come out in the middle of the night to watch all the videos. And they're like, live stream. Something to mix up the mundaneness. Mundane. But it's Friday. I said mundane. Well, I don't care if you add an end to it. That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know, guys. But let's talk about my idea here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's this issue of how a lot of agnostics, I could be wrong, but a lot of agnostics think that they value all of the religions equally, but they really don't. They're taking cat poster versions of religion, whatever religion that might be. They're taking the cat poster version, and thinking that that pretty much defines the whole religion. And then they're like, well, they all sound the same, so interesting. That is interesting. So I have a lot of fun categories of how I'm going to break it down, and I'm pretty excited about it. So let me give you some. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up there. So so now I know that at least one of you is human. So that takes away my conspiracy theory about YouTube ghosts. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I know you can't see me, but you can hear me, and I'm not a ghost. I'm a person. I'm a person with the Holy Ghost. So here's my deal. I've been thinking about these categories, how I'd break it down, and when I start thinking about it, I'm like, oh, this is fun. This is fun. This is what research should be like. So half of this is me making notes for myself, just in case it would be kind of not treacherous, but just laborious for me to go back through a video just for the sake of notes. But I'll do it if I have to, because it's 3 o'clock, and the things that come out of a man's mouth at 3 in the morning, it's usually not words, but that might not make sense to some of you. Maybe some of you might get it. I mean, that's never been an issue for me, because I'm not that, I'm not about that life. But let's move on. It's degrading. It's going downhill. So one category that I would answer this question for as many religions as were primarily popular, right? Down to the popularity level of like Taoism. So pretty popular, right? I might not get down to shamanism. Well, that's basically the same thing. Well, yeah, folk shamanism is Taoism. Isn't that how that works? Okay, so like I might not put voodoo on the list, because I'm not sure if anybody really takes that seriously that aren't conscious of what they're engaging in. How you can connect with Satan to have special powers. So I don't think that voodoo is really influencing anybody. Oh, I'm kind of interested in but I might do Rastafarianism, because people have certain preconceived notions about that. So that would be good. So here's a category. What does this religion ask of you before you're part of the religion? Okay, that would be one of the columns or categories. And then what does this religion ask of you after you're part of the religion, according to their rules? Like you so by their definition, part of it or not, right? Here's another category. What happens to you when you die? Here's another category. What are 5, just a maximum of 5? What are 5 indicators of ways to live, ways that you're told to live, primary ways, not the side? So I'm actually going to avoid like taqiyya from Islam. I'm not going to necessarily, unless that actually is a primary means of the way to live. And if you don't know Arabic, then go learn Arabic. I don't know Arabic. I just know taqiyya. I mean, I know how to say assalamu alaikum, but that's just it's like a Swiss Army knife in my back pocket kind of thing. But no, taqiyya, it means the lies you'll tell. I don't know if the word means lie, but it's related to the word. It's the word that gives them permission to lie about protecting their religion through lies, something or other. And okay, maybe you get it, maybe you don't. I don't know. But so that's the top 5 ways you live. But then I'll also do a category of the top 5 ways you're identified by others. Okay. So for instance, on Christianity, I might actually put judgmental, even though that's not a positive. I'm trying to my mindset is let's keep it as statistical and on the surface blatant as possible. Not necessarily the ideal, but not so distorted that it doesn't look real either. I want it to be maybe a blend of what it should be and then also what it actually appears to be. Because that's kind of the mindset of somebody that's agnostic anyway. They want to pretend for people. I'm just go to sleep. But welcome, welcome. This isn't going anywhere. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe you're the lucky ones that get to hear me say this, and the video gets deleted forever. So, who am I to judge? Especially being a Christian, where everybody thinks that Christians are judgmental. They're not. They talk about God, who is very judgmental. It's in his nature of being perfect and just. The law is his character. Yeah. So, anyway, good morning. 2 wrenches? Who are you people? I mean, I see you. I see who you are. What planet? I think one of you is on Eastern time zone, so that's 4:07 where you're at. It's 3:07 where I'm at. You should be sleeping. But welcome. Thanks for being here. It's all good. So to recap, because I think some of you were late to this party, me going to work way too early. I'm going to do a comparative religions chart, like on a live stream, where I break down the incompatibility of Christianity to all the other religions, and I break down all these religions based on some of these categories that I've been naming. So what the religion asks before you're part of it, after you're part of it, what they tell you how to live, what you look like once you're part of it to the world, the afterlife. I think I mentioned that one. What does it promise of the afterlife? And then I'll take suggestions too. How do you become part of this religion? And just a breakdown of all, I don't know, it could be 20, could be 10. I'm going to try and keep the list concise, but I want to include the big ones, Christianity, Islam, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism, Rastafarianism, and a couple of other. I'll include some of the popular crazy ones, cults and stuff. I'll do that. That'll be fun. So I just want to break down and make this big spreadsheet. So religions on the left, going up and down, and then across the top have all these categories, and then maybe if we have a really good, honest, we could get somebody to convert my spreadsheet into a beautiful chart that's more viewer friendly. Because I'm not really good with, I have done the website thing, but when it comes to displaying data, I'm good with data and databases and that on a data side. When it comes to user experience, front end development and all that, I'm not good with Fed. As far as the federal government goes, I'm pretty sure I'm a neutral entity. I pay my taxes and stuff, but when it comes to front-end development, I'm just being ridiculous because, listen, it's 3:10. So I filled my car up with gasoline this time. You know, every now and then I think about putting something else in my car besides gasoline. You never know what it might want that day. You know, maybe the car identifies as something else and doesn't want gasoline. You ever thought about that? Is that possible? That's unbelievable. Really, I would be in disbelief. I would consider it unbelievable if a car changed its identity. However, that's a good. I should suggest that one to Steven Crowder. Not that I have any access to being heard from him, but I think that that's a fun one. He did spin computer. You know, I identify as a robot, which was obviously good stuff. But I'd like to hear a leftist argument about why a car can't identify as a horse, and like have somebody putting a 50-pound bag of carrots, shoving those carrots in the fuel, in the yeah, you know what I'm saying, the reservoir, whatever, call it a reservoir in the gas tank. That's what people call it. I was trying to come up with a different way of saying gas tank, but you get it. Shoving carrots in the gas tank and saying, no, and patting it, you know, taking a brush. Like, no, my car identifies as a horse, and I'm a respectful and loving person. So I'm not going to criticize my car that's not a car. And I'm not going to dead name my horse here. In fact, it's called Ed. And yes, it did watch the TV show a couple too many times, but that's okay. I still love it. What gender is my horse? My horse identifies genderless. So, what do you mean it's not a thinking? Why? Who are you to say that my horse doesn't know how to think? How rude! How rude! I'm calling PETA. That would be pretty unbelievable. You want to know what a man thinks about at 3:10 in the morning? You got it. You've got it. That's what I think about. No, I woke up. So here's what's happened. Here's what happened. What time was it exactly? I think it was like 2:12. I feel like it was exactly 2, but I don't think it was exactly 2. So I went to bed very shortly after 10. And 10 p.m. with the expectation of waking up at 4. That's what I set my alarm for. But instead, I woke up at 2. My head felt great. No mental fog, no headache, or any of that. And I knew. I did the math, and I was like, wait a second. I did a maximum of 3 sleep cycles. Maximum. I think my sleep cycles are short. Not like, I think they're like 110 or 115. Because I've just noticed the way that I'm waking up, the 1.5 hour thing is not spot on for me. So if it would be 3 hours and 50 minutes that I slept. That's as close of an estimate as I can get to. So if that's not 2, it couldn't have been 2 sleep cycles. I know I woke up in between, like on a stage 1, because I know what it feels like to wake up on a stage 3 transition. So if I was in between, I think my sleep cycle might be like 1 hour and 16 minutes. think that's what's going on, which is 14 minutes shorter than the hour and a half expectation. But I think it's possible. How many standard deviations is that? 2? 90 down to 76, 18. It's less than 2, I imagine. You need to know what the distance of the standard deviation is to even be able to answer that. If it could be 2 minutes, it could be 8 minutes, it could be 10%, it could be 3%. So I'm not going to say how many standard deviations it is because that's foolish. Yeah, these are the other things a man thinks about at 3:16 in the morning. But that's okay. We're okay. Feel fine. Everything is fine. It's going to be 10 a.m. and I'm going to be like, why did I do this? What is wrong with me? Well, first of all, yesterday I had the freedom to stay after work, obviously, taking away potential family time. But today, Friday, is a day I'm not going to 67. Who are you looking at? Because it wasn't me. I was, whatever, it doesn't matter. Today is the day my wife goes shopping, Fridays. So I have to leave at 5. And when I'm packing my stuff up, I won't be packing anything up because I'm not really bringing anything. But when I'm wrapping things up, standing up to walk away, and everybody still has probably about 2 or so hours more of work, and they're like, Devin, what gives? I'm going to be like, what gives? Well, I came in at 4. When did you come in? No, I'm not going to say it like that. I'm going to be like, oh, no, I got here at 4. And they're going to be like, never mind. I didn't say anything at all. Forget about it. And I'm going to be like, no, it's fine. I just felt really good this morning. And just wanted to do my part, contribute. And there you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm not a hero. I'm a genius. Oh my gosh. That's a great t-shirt. That really is a great t-shirt. I'm not a hero. I'm just a genius. I love that. Now, is it arrogant and ridiculous? Potentially. Does that hurt my feelings? No. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Bro, can you leave me some road with your fancy cones? I mean, I'm trying to stay on the road. Like these traffic people that are putting down the cones to keep you out of the other lanes. It's like they were drunk, putting these cones all over the place. Good grief. Is there anything good about grief? I always say, sure, just go ask Solomon. Just go ask Solomon. There is some good about sorrow. It's good for us. It's good for us. You know how many times I read, like I would be like just distraught in my college years. So, 18 to 21, just distraught, emotionally overwhelmed at the woes of young adulthood, just in the depths. And I'd even cry just because I would be confused about, my heart and what I wished life was and all these things, just a lot. And I don't want to get too much into details, but, Anyway. And how many times I thought about and read that verse, then you would go to sleep crying, and in the morning, joy would come in the morning, which is referenced in a Matisyahu song. Kind of interesting. You know who Matisyahu is? Yeah, I know who Manisyahu is. I went to 2 Manisyahu concerts, 2 of them. And I think that I walked away. I've never done drugs in my life, but I think I walked away and I would have tested positive for THC. There was so much marijuana smoke in the air at the Manisyahu concert. And it was at the Tabernacle in Atlanta. You might not know what that is. It's fine. It's an extremely famous music venue that used to be a famous church. Yeah. And it's got 2 sections, an upstairs and a downstairs. And they call the 2 sections heaven and hell. Yeah, it's irreverent. I know. But yeah, in college, I went to a Manisyahu concert more than once. The dude's beatboxing is next level. It's just it's great. He has some major skills, and I liked his music. I haven't listened to it for quite a while because it's gotten really downhill. Last time I checked, I mean, he had like a hit song, and I listened to it. I was like, I get it, but it's lame. Just saying. Or I'm bored by it. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I'm not a hero. Hero! No, I'm not a hero. I'm a genius. Guys. I mean, that shirt would not be applicable. There would be so many non-geniuses wearing the shirt that it might not be as funny. But something about it is funny to me. I know it's ridiculous. I get it. So what do you guys think about my unbelievable chart? And maybe that's what I'll title it. The unbelievable chart. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it just seems fun. So the chart that breaks down the incompatibility of Christianity. And maybe I'll make Christianity the first row just for, you can just scroll. I'll freeze the row. Well, it has to be the second row. So for some reason, I know how to freeze multiple rows. I didn't look it up. Usually I look these things up. But I can easily freeze multiple rows in Google Sheets. But freezing more than one row in Excel, Microsoft Excel, is not an easy. I'm sure it's possible. I have a feeling it's possible because I'm pretty sure I've seen it before, but it wasn't easy. There was not like a button or a menu item that I could find quickly and easily to freeze multiple rows in Excel. So that's kind of weird. There are still, I've done so many not amazing. I've done so many exceptionally nifty. I won't use the word amazing because that's really an overstatement for anybody, really. But I've done exceptionally nifty things in Excel for my workplace. And yet, as much as I've learned, as much as I'm capable of, I'm always like, wait, so how do you do this? I want to do this, but I've got to look it up because some of the stuff's on the top of my head. But when it comes to arrays, creating arrays and stuff like that, I've got to look up the formulas and the instructions because there's certain things you want to accomplish. Click and drag and all that stuff. And like the control shift paste or whatever it is that you have to do with arrays. There's like, it gets really complicated. It's a really fascinating program for how long it's been around and how Is there going to come a day, someday, where spreadsheets are three-dimensional? The thing about spreadsheets that's so fascinating is the ability. There is three-dimensional, actually. Now that I think of it, there is a Z dimension. Not in spreadsheets. It's called Minitab, I think. I think Minitab, the software, adds. How do you know about Minitab and you're only making $14 an hour? Well, because I've spent a lot of time doing my independent research to learn stuff so that I could be more flashy on my resume, and it doesn't matter. God is sovereign. I think that he's just trying to humble me or something. You know, I don't know what to think. Well, but it doesn't matter because I get the point, and the point is not to worry about any of that stuff and just to be obedient. Just work hard, be obedient, and don't sweat, and don't get caught up in the details of your life. Just remain obedient and diligent, and that's the point. Whether or not you're successful, sure, there's a time for self-appraisal and to figure out. But I think the self-appraisal should be centered around whether or not you're being obedient by abiding in Him, by abiding in Jesus. I think that that should be the self-appraisal that we do, and not, so how much are you making? Are you happy in your work? No, no, no. All that's stupid, meaningless. None of that means anything. There's people that are happy in their work shoveling poop because they get it. Okay, so it's just don't be a Gomorran. Don't do that. So should I leave the stream? I'm gonna ask the question now. Do I leave the stream on because I'm getting food? I'm just going in, picking it up, and paying. I think I'm gonna leave the stream on so I can still wrap it up. So I'm gonna be out of the car, filming an empty car. I'm filming an empty car. I'm finally getting Waffle House, so I'm gonna park in such a way that you might be able to see the Waffle House sign. Okay. I'm finally getting a waffle and some hash browns and a couple of pieces of bacon. Let me see if I can turn the camera so, well, you can't see it, but it's fine. You'll get the point. So I'm gonna go on in. You want onion rings? Do they do onion rings? All right, I'm gonna leave this running. I'll be back. We'll wrap up the stream. I'm like 7 or 8 minutes from work. No, I'm like 4 minutes from work. 4 minutes. All right, I'll be back. Alrighty. I wonder how far back. I was wondering. Oh, there we go. I thought I might be able to hit the angle. There you go. There you go. Now you've seen it all. Just kidding. All right. It's a pretty good camera, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you contributed to my camera, thank you very much. If you contributed to my gasoline, thank you very much. If you haven't done anything at all, if you haven't even prayed for me, then thank you very much. Thanks for being here. At least you're here, aren't you? I don't know where that's from. It's like a Medea movie or something. I'm here, Anna. I'm here, Anna. I think it's not a Medea movie. It could be a Medea movie, but I think it's a Tyler Perry movie specifically. And the dude was like, she's like, "Don't you love me?" or something like that. He's like, "I'm here, Anna." And it's been this inside joke between my wife and I. Whenever we know that we've not messed up, but just like aren't doing what we said we were gonna do or something like that, it's always like, "I'm here, aren't I?" Or when we don't feel like doing the thing, I don't know, washing dishes or whatever it is, which that's not an issue for me anymore. Just the dishes is sad. So normally I would be doing dishes and taking the trash every single day, but because of the work and working all these extra hours, my wife has been doing all of the dishes as well. I'm still doing the trash, but just the ways that I, have learned to contribute. The things that she doesn't like to do, I'm interested in that. I'm indifferent about the yard. It's extremely convenient and nice that she's the one that does the mowing, but I've said before, if and I've mowed before. It's just typically she's the one that has been doing that. So it's 3:35. I thought I would be at work around 4. It's a little before 4. So it's like I'm trying to prove something because somebody got to work at 4 yesterday. I'm getting there before 4. They did 20, 11 hours. But they didn't, you guys don't understand the context, but let's just say, I'll give it percentages. They did 60% of the loan. I did 100% of the loan. They did 60% of the loan. I did 14. But I was in, what was it, 13 hours or something? I think we just established it was like 13.75. Whatever the case, I'm slow. There's people that are much faster than me, but even apples to apples. But when I say I did 14 and somebody else did 27, here's the sad part. I know that it's not apples to apples, but management doesn't. Management acts as though, oh, well, they did 27, you did 14. You obviously need to pick up the pace. They're not acknowledging the fact that somebody did less of the loan. Anyway, it doesn't. You don't care. Maybe you do care, but who am I to put words in your mouth? So there's like 7 or 8 cars in the parking lot in a place that typically has like 800 people. 700? No, like 600 people. Typically about 600 people. And there's like 8 or 9 cars. Because there's not very many people that work overnight. And it's 3:37, so this is the earliest I've ever been to this work. But I used to do 11 to 7s, so it's not like I'm completely unfamiliar. So I'm getting the exact parking spot I wanted. So that's fun. Taken. I'm gonna be out of here at 5 p.m. and you'll be like, "How'd you get that spot? That's the best spot." All right. Well, what do I mean by incompatibility? Christianity is different and not compatible, as in mushable. Robert Pearson, the coexist license plate. Very great idea. I'd like to do that and then a little bit more. Yeah, Robert Pearson, I'm with you on the soul sleep thing. Yeah, I'm not into yeah, universalism is a lie. Exactly. You get it. So that's the main point. It's to dispel universalism, help agnostics recognize that religion is not a roulette table and all the numbers are pretty much equal chances. And you can't combine your religions, because it's like this too. If you bet on every marker on the entire table, they're like, you're stupid. No, here's your money back. If you bet evens and odds, $200, 100 on each, you get $200. It's stupid. It's so, but that's not even how it works with religion. So think of the roulette table, and I need to go because I don't want to be late to work. I'm kidding, but a coworker was using a roulette table to explain how he thought that all the religions is like, a lot of people are just picking a number, which puts them all on the same level. I think as far as roulette goes, it's a 1 in 57 chance or a 1 in 58 chance, or maybe it's 36 or 48. I don't gamble. I don't play roulette. I played it on a video game many years ago. The Super Nintendo. But anyway, it's obviously not like that. And that's part of what is making me want to do the video. They're not all equal. They are, and Christianity is incompatible, meaning you can't blend Christianity with anything else. You can't, well, I'm half Christian in my mindset and half Buddhist. It doesn't work that way. Hindus pretend to accept Christianity too, but they don't know what they're accepting, because you can't. You're either for Jesus or against him. It's super early, yeah, Chrislam would be it's impossible, but that's part of why I want to do the chart. Anyway, I'm going to work. I'm dumbfounded at how how many people got here. I'm gonna go do my job now. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for being here, and let me know your comments about my idea. Read your Bible.